Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Mo aka Swedish Whiskey Girl, and today we're here with Tamdhu 18, a fairly new release from Tamdhu, which is exclusively matured in ex-Oloroso casks, but they're both American oak and European oak Oloroso casks. It is aged for 18 years and it's a Speyside single malt Scotch whiskey, bottled at 46.8% ABV, non-chill filter, natural colour I believe, and I'm excited to try this. Limited release, retails around 130, 140 pounds I believe. A beautiful bottle I must say, because this was a gifted bottle and I haven't had a Tamdhu bottle at home before. I love the design of it, and we always used to joke at my old job when I worked in a whiskey shop that if you had to have something, a whiskey bottle to defend yourself with, this would probably be it. But yes, Tamdhu is known for this kind of sherry tones, and I haven't drunk that much sherry matured whiskey lately, so I'm excited. Let's start by having a look on the nose. I mean, it's certainly sherry and Oloroso. It's definitely has that distinct Oloroso tone, which is almost like a mix of alcoholic dried raisins, dunnage warehouse, like whiskey warehouse, or wine cellar. Like earthy, but also almost a bit like nutty marzipan-y. Like it's very dark. But yeah, definitely raisins. And marzipan. I don't know if you drink sherry on its own. I don't know if it's just because I really want this to happen, but I have a feeling that sherry's up on the rise for drinkers to consume on its own. I don't know if it's already happened where you are, but in my social surroundings, people don't really drink sherry on its own. But I think it could really make a breakthrough, and I really hope so, because I think that'd be so cool. Oh, tapas and sherry, yeah, great. And Oloroso's great. It definitely has sherry character. I mean, if you look at the colour as well, you kind of see that. But let's have a little taste, because the thing with whiskies like these, they combine European oak and American oak, and it's only Oloroso, you are bound to get sherry on the nose. But I feel like there can always be such a big difference between the nose and the palate. And then the texture of it, is it going to be silky? Is it going to be... what's it going to be? So let's have a sip. Sláinte. Ooh. Hello. What is this? In the previous ones, from memory, the 12 and the 15 I believe, or is it the 10? Or is it all of them? I'm trying to remember. But I feel like you've always had a bit of a rougher woody tone to them, which, I mean, the character's been lovely, but it's just been something there that in this feels like it's just been rounded off. It's like you've taken sandpaper and just like got that last little bit on the surface, because it's straight away, it has lots of flavour, but it's also super smooth. Yeah. And how to describe this? I mean, it's definitely sherry, but I'm so happy. It's the kind of sherry, or I should say, the kind of sherry influence in a whiskey that I really enjoy. It's not too woody, it's not too overpowered, it's not too thick, with the sherry, but it's definitely Oloroso, it's definitely there. Mixes in so well. I think it's like, it feels seamless to me, and it's all the good things about the sherry influence, but also a lovely heart of the spirits that is just well blended, I feel. The only thing I would notice or point out is that it does feel slightly hot. What did I say? 46.8? 46 point, yeah, 0.8. But also this is a neck pour. So it could just be that I just need to leave it sit a bit. And even then, I could add water to it, and if I sat with it in an evening and had the time, not that I don't have the time now, but if I just really want to sit with it and enjoy myself and chat to friends, I would probably add a few drops of water and just see what happens with it. I don't think it needs it. On the nose, it's definitely not like you're getting that burn in your nose, but it's just a first sip, or first few sips on the palate. It has a lovely floral note about it as well. It's floral, has like a nutty influence, raisins, like dried fruits. I feel like sometimes I struggle when people describe sherry as dried fruits, but this is almost like dried strawberries. Like, you know, the ones you can get in like granola, or if you buy muesli in the shops, you get these kind of clusters, and then there's sometimes dried berries or dried cherries or dried strawberries in it. And it's that kind of dried strawberry note with the nuttiness. It's quite sweet, and I feel like the smoothness of it enhances the sweetness a little bit. I mean, it still has a woodiness underneath it, but it's so seamless. I can say this is my favourite Tamdhu so far. It's lovely, and it's over on Patreon every month. I do Whiskey of the Month. This is definitely going to be in, what's it called? In for the run, in being Whiskey of the Month for April. It's lovely. It almost has like an orangey note as well, but it feels luxurious and high-end. Almost a bit like I have a tea which I believe is inspired by Morocco or Marrakesh, and it's almost that kind of chai, Moroccan spice, fruity raisin mix that I'm getting from this. Like, it does remind me of a more like Moroccan tea, but sweeter. I'm quite mesmerised, I'm gonna be honest. It's very well done on this whiskey. And if you like sherry, if you like a little bit of sweeter touch, and you can appreciate something that feels very seamless, I think you would probably like this one. I am going to get some water because I am curious now. And then we'll add some water and then see what we think. I don't have any water here, so I just need to go and get it. Alright, I got my water here. I couldn't find my dripper, so we're just going to do a little bit of this. See what happens. It's become a bit lighter and more floral with the water. Sometimes my brain just spits out things, and I know I'm going to say them and it's going to sound weird, but it's almost reminds me of like a swimming pool, like chlorine. But in the best of ways. It's just sherry tone sometimes for me has a bit of a chemical influence. And almost like a chemical note. And it's just a touch of that. It's like, that's the memories that spring to mind when I nose it. Not that I've ever had alcohol in a swimming pool, don't do that. But then it's more just floral. Yeah, that's the big difference. It just feels more floral than light. It retains its character really well. It's still smooth, it takes away a little bit of that alcohol kick. But on first sip, it retains it really well. Like, it just rounds it off even more, makes it feel a little bit more, like it gives it another body, like a more, I'm going to say a watery body, but it doesn't taste watered down, it just fills it in a different way, the texture. If you've ever drunk whiskey, you can probably get a little bit of tannin sometimes in your mouth, and when you drink water you don't get that at all. It's so smooth, and it's more of that silky smoothness from the water that it brings to the texture of the whiskey, so it feels more like that. It's not that, I don't think the amount of water I added made it feel watered down in a negative way. A little bit more green with the water. Maybe a little bit of that grassy woodiness comes out a little bit more. On this occasion, I think I prefer it more without the water, but the water did not hurt either, so I think it's just different moods probably for it. But yes, I would love to hear your thoughts on Tamdhu 18 if you've tried it, or if you have another favourite Tamdhu. I know a lot of people like the, is it the Drambiali? The train one. I can never remember what it's called. Or, I mean, if you like sherried whiskies, you've probably heard of Tamdhu, so do let me know your favourites or your thoughts on the 18 in the comment section here below. And I hope, of course, as always, I'll see you in the next video. And until then, I hope you're going to have a lovely day. Sláinte Skål.